If you've been online in the last 24 to 48 hours, then you already know something big is brewing. Headlines are flying. Voice notes are circulating. WhatsApp groups are on fire. Facebook is heated. TikTok is spinning the story in 10 different directions. And everybody is asking the same question. What is really going on with Nigeria, Israel, and this sudden global attention on Christian communities in Africa? But here's the thing, the situation everybody is shouting about is way more layered, more sensitive, and more complicated than the loud headlines making the rounds. And if we don't slow down and break it apart carefully, emotions will run faster than facts. So sit tight, because in this video we are walking through the full picture, not the social media version, but the real context behind the noise. Now, the spark that lit this entire fire was a statement credited to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. In that statement, he spoke about Israel being ready to support the protection of Christian communities in different parts of the world, including Africa. Just that one sentence alone was enough to shake global conversations. Why? Because once you mix foreign powers, religion, and African security, emotions rise instantly. In Nigeria especially, where security issues are already painful and complicated, that statement didn't land softly. It landed like a thunderbolt. Some people felt hopeful. Some people felt suspicious. Others felt angry. And social media. Social media did what it always does, it turned a serious geopolitical statement into dramatic, fast-moving speculation. But now, let's pause here, because this is where a lot of people started missing something very important. As of this moment, there is no official confirmation that Israeli soldiers have entered Nigeria. No verified military deployment. No confirmed boots on Nigerian soil. What exists publicly is a political and diplomatic statement, not proof of physical military action. And that difference is massive. Because statements can express intention, concern, or political positioning. But military action requires agreements, approvals, government-to-government negotiations, security frameworks, and international protocols. Those things do not happen overnight, and they definitely do not happen secretly at that scale. Unfortunately, online conversations often skip that part. And once that detail is skipped, fear and speculation take over. Now, as this story started spreading, another major name entered the conversation, Sheikh Ahmad Gumi. And if you know Nigerian security discussions, then you already know Sheikh Gumi is not someone who keeps quiet when it comes to issues of violence, negotiations, and foreign involvement. Over the years, he has consistently warned that Nigeria must be extremely careful about how external forces get involved in internal security matters, especially when those conversations start sounding like they are tied to religion. So when the idea of foreign military support started trending, especially framed around protecting religious communities, it immediately triggered strong reactions from him, and that reaction became fuel for the online firestorm. Clips were shared. Quotes were reposted. And suddenly, the narrative online shifted from foreign statement to religious confrontation, and from there to full-blown political panic. Now, some social media posts went even further and started using very emotional language, suggesting that Sheikh Gumi was completely overwhelmed or personally affected in extreme ways. But when we remove exaggeration and look strictly at verified information, what we see is strong disagreement and serious concern, not confirmed personal health incidents or dramatic collapses. This right here is a perfect example of how social media doesn't just report stories, it amplifies them, stretches them, and sometimes completely reshapes them. But let's zoom out, because honestly, the biggest issue here is not Netanyahu. It's not Sheikh Gumi. It's not even Israel. The real issue underneath all of this noise is Nigeria's long-standing security crisis. Communities across different regions, different tribes, and different religions have all suffered attacks. Villages have been displaced. Families have been broken. And the pain is not limited to one faith or one ethnic group. Nigerians on the ground know this reality very well, even if global headlines try to simplify it. So when foreign leaders talk about protecting vulnerable groups, Nigerians hear that through very different emotional lenses. Some people hear hope, that maybe the world is finally paying attention. Others hear danger, that Nigeria might become another international battleground where global powers start projecting their interest. And both reactions are coming from the same place, fear for the future of the country. Another big word that keeps coming up in this conversation is sovereignty. Nigeria is an independent nation. Any form of foreign military support, from any country, must go through clear diplomatic and legal processes. Nothing like that happens casually. Nothing like that happens because of one speech. And that is why claims suggesting immediate foreign troop deployment should always be treated carefully until official government confirmation is given. Now here's what makes this story even more fascinating, and honestly, more unsettling. A statement made thousands of miles away instantly reshaped conversations in Nigerian homes, markets, offices, mosques, churches, and online spaces. It shows you just how tightly connected the world has become. Politics, religion, and security are now linked across continents in real time. And in the middle of all this, ordinary Nigerians are just asking for one simple thing: peace. People want to go to work without fear. They want to worship without fear. They want their children to go to school and come back home alive. They want to build businesses, plan weddings, attend naming ceremonies, and live normal lives. So when international attention shows up, many Nigerians don't care about the politics first, they care about whether it will actually reduce violence or make things more complicated. That is why conversations like this are emotional. That is why people are reacting strongly. And that is why misinformation spreads so fast, because fear moves faster than official statements. But here's the key point everyone needs to remember. This story is still developing. More official responses are expected. Government clarifications may come. Diplomatic discussions may happen quietly behind closed doors. And public debate will continue whether we like it or not. So this is not the end of the conversation, it's just the beginning of a very sensitive chapter that mixes global politics, national security, and religious emotions all in one space. And in moments like this, what matters most is not who shouts the loudest, but who explains the clearest. Because confusion creates panic. But clarity creates understanding. So as this story continues to unfold, stay informed, stay calm, and don't let dramatic headlines decide your emotions for you. Listen carefully, verify information, and remember that behind every political statement are millions of ordinary people who just want to live in peace. And trust me, this is one story you'll be hearing about again very soon.